Rigging Station, presented by Diamond Fishing Products, makers of the finest monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
Okay, so here we are. We're back at the dock after a day of dolphin fishing, and I want to show you what we were doing out there today. We were pulling rigged ballyhoo, and there's numerous ways that you can rig ballyhoo. You can buy them already rigged, but you'll save a ton of money if you buy them unrigged and rig them yourself. I've got a simple method that I've been using for years, and it's been very successful for me, and I'm going to show you how to do it here. First of all, you need about a 6-foot length of 80-pound mono. Today we're using Diamond Presentation fluorocarbon, and I need about a piece of 10-12 inches of copper rigging wire. You're going to wrap it around the shank of the hook a couple of times and then come back out the top of the hook so that it looks like that. And that's important that it comes out that's top side, and I'll show you why here in just a second. You're ready to take your ballyhoo, and there's a couple of things that you need to do with your ballyhoo before you start rigging it. You need to break its back in a couple of places. That way the bait is going to have some swimming action as it's being pulled behind the boat. Okay, and then the second thing you want to do is you need to remove the entrails from the bait. And the reason for this is the entrails inside actually have enzymes that are going to eat away at the bait from the inside out. Consequently, your bait's going to wash out faster than it normally would. So now you're ready to start rigging. You're going to take your hook and you're going to insert it just inside the gill plate of the ballyhoo. And you're going to gently work the hook point down into the ballyhoo, and then start pushing your ballyhoo gently up over the shank of the hook. And then you're going to see your point, and you're going to just go ahead and push your point right through the ballyhoo there, and then continue to push your hook on down into that cavity behind the gills there, okay? Then you're going to take your copper rigging wire and come behind that gill plate there just like that. Make sure your hook is straight. Then you're going to come around on the other side, come behind that gill plate, and that's really where your bait is being pulled from. You don't want the bait actually being pulled by the hook because that's going to make your bait spin. You want the wire to be doing the work for you. Insert the wire in through the eye, come around and snug that up. Then come around once in front of the eye, and then take your copper wire and come up through the bottom jaw, and you're going to insert and pierce this upper lip with your copper wire. And once you come through that lip, snug that down, and that's going to keep that mouth closed and no water is going to get in there and wash your bait out. Continue wrapping until you have no more copper, and then you're simply going to break the beak off just like that. Now your bait's ready to go. You slide your lure down over the top. That's what your finished bait looks like. And then I have a little extra piece of copper wire here that I like to use to keep the coil tight so you don't get any tangles when it's in the cooler. You know, things are bouncing around on the boat and you need to go and get a bait out. You don't want to reach in there and grab a handful of tangles. But this is what we were pulling today, and that's how we do it. We rig our own baits, and I think you should too.